It is time now for the Sweetheart Program, brought to you today by Hereford Feed Ingredients.
Mary Nell Bleeker is celebrating her 90th birthday. She was born Mary Nell Miller on February 27, 1927 in Olton to Henry and Mary Miller. She was one of their 10 children, and she was the middle child. She grew up in Olton and graduated from Olton High School in 1944 and then attended McMurray in Abilene for 2 years. Vernon Bleeker's family moved to Olton, and when he saw her, he asked her for a date. They were married August the 3rd, 1946 in Olton, and made their first home there in Olton for just a little while. Then they moved to Plainview, and in 1959 they moved to Muleshoe, where they owned the Humble station. Well, it was really a humble service station. You got service. It was located on West American Boulevard, and they ran that station from 1959 to 1962. Mary Nell was the bookkeeper for the filling station. He then went to Whit Watts and Rimpey, the John Deere dealer, and later Central Texaco, and back to John Deere dealership, and he retired after he ran a route for Tom's Peanuts Vending. Also, Vernon Bleeker served our country in the U.S. Army. Mary Nell cooked for the Lions Club and the Rotary Club. They were meeting at the American Legion Hall, and when the Fellowship Hall of the Methodist Church was built, Mary Nell Bleeker became the first church hostess, and the Lions Club and the Rotary Club both started meeting there in the Fellowship Hall, and she continued to cook for them. She was a teacher's aide also for 8 years in the Muleshoe school system. After all of her children were grown, Mary Nell went back to college and commuted to Texas Tech in Lubbock until the last semester, when they got an apartment in Lubbock and would come home only on the weekends. She received her degree from Texas Tech in December of 1984 and started teaching during the spring semester of 1985 at DeShazo Richland Hills, now known as Dillman, and Muleshoe High School. The summer of 1985, she went back to school again to get certified in special education. The students loved her, and she loved them, and Mary Nell Bleeker retired from the Muleshoe Independent School District in 1996. She and Vernon also celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary that year. Vernon Bleeker died in May of 1997. Mary Nell has 4 children: Wanda Cockerham, who lives with her here in Muleshoe, Vondale Mann of Freona, Albert of Houston, and Delmer of Trophy Club, and they gave their mother earlier in February a wonderful celebration at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center, celebrating her 90th birthday. She also has 8 grandchildren and 8 great-grandchildren too. She's a member of the First United Methodist Church, enjoys the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center so very much, visiting with her friends and playing dominoes too. She still lives in her own home and cleans her house, cooks for herself and her daughter, and still dries. When the wind blows the pecans off of her pecan tree, she enjoys cracking them, and her daughter Wanda shells them. Right now, they are working on 6 gallons of pecans. Mary Nell makes the best peanut brittle and banana nut bread, and her daughter Vondell creates pecan pies with the pecans from the trees. She adores Muleshoe and loves living right here in Muleshoe, as you could tell in a letter we received from her just recently. She loves living in her own home too, that she has lived in since 1960, and she takes care of most of her yard as well. Her daughter Wanda described her mother's personality as fantastic. A big happy 90th birthday to you, Mary Nell Bleeker, and you are being recognized as our sweetheart by Liz and David Tips at Hereford Feed Ingredients, and also all of us here at Channel 6. God bless you, and thank you for your years of service in our community.
The Sweetheart program has been brought to you today by Hereford Feed Ingredients. You can find it on Reach Broadband Channel 6 in our rotation. Also, MuleshoeTV.com on our website. Click on the Sweetheart link at the top of the page. If you'd like to nominate someone to be our sweetheart here on Reach Broadband Channel 6, MuleshoeTV.com. Call 806-272-3990. We need a short biography and a picture.